Hola, ¿qué tal? Y continuamos aquí con Metal Gear Solid de Phantom Pain, justo donde nos habíamos quedado en el episodio de ayer, que estaba bastante interesante, a decir verdad. No lo vamos a negar, sí estuvo un poco extraño, no entendí nada. A menos, bueno, solo que despertamos del coma, pero aparte de eso, pues todo lo que está sucediendo está bien loco, así que vamos a ver en qué nos quedamos, ¿no? Reanudar. Una especie de resumen, ¿no? Como en capítulos anteriores, en el episodio anterior. Ahora sí, reanudamos donde nos habíamos quedado, que es el episodio 0. Episodio 0. El despertar. Bueno, vámonos, sigamos. ¿Qué está pasando?
The name's Ocelot. Big boss. You know who I am. A certain man gave me a job to do. Two, actually. First was to get you out of that hospital. The second was to rescue the man himself. You remember? Your partner 9 years ago, Kazuhira Miller. 9 years back, your private army came under attack by Cypher. You were considered dead. Until today, that is, when Cypher found you. And it's not just them. The whole world wants you dead. You'll have to join up with Miller. Build that private army of yours one more time. It's your only chance. First, we need to save Miller. He's in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan?
What, you can't keep up with world affairs in a coma? 4 years ago, the Soviets invaded Afghanistan. The Muslims are fighting back with Western support. Miller was training Mujahideen rebels when he was captured by the Soviets. The Reds' 40th Army. Troop strength somewhere around 100,000. The squad holding Miller set off near the Pakistan border yesterday. Now, in 3 days, they'll reach the Soviet garrison. He'll be interrogated for a few more days, and it's off to a lager. Or left to rot in a ditch on Afghan soil. I give him 2 weeks. The job didn't mean anything to Miller. He only took it on to keep you safe. Well, there's our ride. It's a whaling ship. Had a pretty good deal on her once the IWC started raising a stink. Now, 7 days to Port Qasim, Another 3 over land. So we won't have much time once we're there. Don't take too long getting used to your new self. Hang on. Ha!
A ver, pero Snake conoce a Ocelot. Es como que no lo reconociera o simplemente, bueno, es Big Boss. Snake siempre ha sido un hombre de pocas palabras, ¿no? O sea que, si lo recuerda o no, se despertó de un coma, así que memoria fragmentada a tener, ¿no? Capítulo 1. Venganza. Turquía. Puerto Said. Ok. Poniéndonos en orden. Información previa de Ocelot, el hombre de fuego y cinta de música 2. Tenemos eso en el cassette, ¿no? Que por supuesto que vamos a escuchar. Démosle pues, continuamos. Episodio 1. Miembros fantasmas, Phantom Limbs.
The area ahead is under total Soviet control. Miller's been captive for 10 days. Not much time left.
Weather will clear shortly.
Storm's passing. Getting used to it? After 9 years on ice, solo infiltration of the Soviet main ground forces should be the perfect warm-up. Kazuhira Miller is being held in Dawandehar to the north. Check its location now. Take out your iDroid. You see Wandi on the map? That's where they're keeping Miller. Only problem is we don't know his exact location. Finding it is your first priority. Got your binoculars? Or should I say, your int scope? See the village? Straight ahead? To the right. Look up. All right, that's the village. If you see something through the binoculars and you need more information, just give me a call. I'll tell you anything I can about it.
Presiona L1, estoy presionando L1. Bueno, ¿y ahora?
Take a look through your binoculars.
Ah,
Take a look through your binoculars.
espérate. Inteligencia, presionamos L1.
That's Violo Village.
Ahí está.
The Violo Calais. The villagers fled the war and evacuated a while back. Since then, it's become a base for the Soviets' 40th Army. A few days ago, Miller was taken through there, en route towards Dewandehar. You may be able to pick up the trail there. It's worth a shot. Put a marker on it so you don't lose track of where it is.
Marker
Good.
placed.
Now you won't have to worry about getting lost along the way. You can't have much left in him. I give him 3 days, tops. If we fail, and he dies, we lose our chance of revenge. But we need more intel. If you just go charging into Dewandehar, you'll be putting both your lives at risk. See what you can find out first. The Soviets have other outposts, not just the one you saw. Afghanistan is a big place. I expect you'll become quite familiar with those binoculars as you plan your next move. How and where you make it, well, that's up to you. From here on out, you're on your own. You're a legend in the eyes of those who live on the battlefield. That's why you have to handle this mission yourself. Put those 9 years behind you, and return as Big Boss. That's how Koss would want it. I'll be sending additional intel by radio. Stay sharp. Not one of Miller's bodyguards survived. And they were good. All we found on the scene were their corpses and knees. He'll be missing them. And you're his only hope of getting them back. Now go! Let the legend come back to life.
Bueno, ahora sí que empieza el show. Acelerar caballo. Espérate. Misiones, cassettes. Me gustaría tener un poquito más de contexto. Solo para ver qué sale acá. Información de Ocelot. Área soberana británica.
You were hospitalized in Dekelia, a British sovereign base area on Cyprus. It's part of British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain. Why Dekelia? The UK and the US remain close allies. The last place Cypher would think to look for you is inside their own system. That's what kept you safe in British military hospital for 9 years. The safest place from a whale is inside its own belly. You were a regular Geppetto.
Well, it wasn't Pinocchio who led me out to safety. So who was that guy?
Cypher went so far as to attack British territory, burning their own ally. That's how badly they wanted you dead.
He said I was in a British military hospital. But the doctor had a Greek accent.
They hire locally. Easier to trust them. Dikelia is also home to Greek Cypriots, after all.
What about the Turks? They haven't returned to the south.
Not yet. The Cyprus dispute is still a long way from resolved. The country is just as split as it was in '74. Turkish Cypriots in the north, Greek Cypriots in the south. Between them, the Green Line, the UN established.
And Dikelia sits right on top of it.
It does. Part of the buffer zone between the two groups. Another reason it was the perfect place to hide you. Easy to spot any outsiders snooping around.
So how do things stand?
Now, last year, the Turks declared that the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus is an independent state, though it's only Turkey that recognizes it. In the past, the Greeks and Turks lived side by side in the same villages. There are reasons to fight. Those came from the outside. Greece, Turkey, Britain, America, they all have their own stake in pitting the two sides against each other. But once you spark something like this, it's impossible to control. Both sides build up grudges like debt, without the foresight to see that each act of revenge just fans the flames. And then it's too late for other nations to rush in with peace talks. The embers keep on smoldering. Each nation's arrogance only breeds anarchy. The world is paralyzed by this hunger for revenge. Cyprus is no different.
¿Qué es eso?
You're up.
We're changing ships?
We can't go sailing the Suez in a whaler.
The Suez Canal. When did they reopen it?
Not long after you were attacked. Once they finished sweeping it for mines after the Arab-Israeli conflict. Can you stand? We're going to transfer it to a container ship for passage through the Suez. Our destination is Pakistan, Afghanistan's neighbor to the south. There we disembark and head via Peshawar to the Zero Line, the border. We'll travel to the Khyber Pass by road.
And then?
We continue on horseback. Afghanistan's main roads are under Soviet control. We'll need to go around them. It'll be all narrow, winding paths through the mountains. We'll do better on horseback. It's a local guerrilla tactic. They use the higher ridges to avoid air recons. Then they charge down the mountains for ambushes. The Soviets still haven't devised a counter-strategy. Our time frame is only half as much as we really need. It's gonna be a tough march.
Better horses than boats.
Well, it'll make for good physiotherapy. Take the time to get used to that new arm.
While the Soviets have indicated they are not participating in the Los Angeles Olympics, primarily because the United States has made no attempt to guarantee the safety of the Soviet Union's athletes, the United States is increasingly demonstrating the belief that the issue has nothing to do with its preparations, and in fact this is retaliation for the Western nations' boycott of the previous Moscow Olympics. That concludes today's news.
That's quite some news.
The Soviet Union not attending the LA Olympics? Yeah. Andropov's death has changed some things. They're calling it revenge for the Western boycott of the Moscow Olympics.
Countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics?
Yes. In protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Over 50 countries were absent. It's too bad I didn't get to see Yamashita's judo. When the 40th Army crossed the Amu River 4 years ago, détente went right out the window. The U.S. Congress chose not to ratify SALT II, and Reagan's hardline politics won him the presidency in a landslide. According to him, the Soviet Union's an evil empire.
A second Cold War.
And there's been no end to regional conflicts and civil wars. Lebanon, the Falklands, Grenada, Iran, Iraq. The story never changes. Egypt and Israel did sign a peace treaty. But then the driving force on the Egyptian side, President Sadat, was assassinated afterward. Apparently his actions were considered a betrayal of his fellow Arabs.
Islamic extremists?
Yes. Fundamentalist extremists have been responsible for some bold acts of terrorism in recent years. We've had extremist students in Iran take U.S. embassy workers hostage, and suicide bombings in Lebanon. Over 300 foreign soldiers stationed there have been killed. But countries have yet to develop an effective means of dealing with terrorism. Afraid of losing their own men, they've pulled their forces out, handing private forces a golden opportunity.
Private forces?
Small armies with no national affiliation, working for the highest bidder. That's right, they got the idea from you. After Mother Base went down, they began spreading to meet the soaring demand. Miller's organization is just one of many PFs now. The entire world is after you. But at the same time, it needs you too. Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago. You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation.
I remember, but...
I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess, huh? All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now, but this is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma. You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit of men, basically mercenaries. Miller was among them. Miller was trying to find a way to turn his and your talents into a line of work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world, those who needed military force. But the reality was, at that time, you didn't have enough gear to equip your own men. Then Miller came across this client. It was a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica. The client even threw in an offshore facility in the Caribbean. The Mother Base, that would be your new base of operations. Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on, your unit grew and grew. More weapons, more money. Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men. As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good. You, your men, had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, West, First World, Third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary kid, and Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF, posing as a nuclear inspection team, stormed Mother Base. At the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs followed by a big FU. All because of Miller's blind spot. A back door into Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist. Huey was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board, giving the enemy a perfect opportunity to hit you at home. You were returning from Cuba when it happened. Mother Base came damn close to taking you with it into the Caribbean. Those of your men out on assignment returned right away. They refused to believe the wreckage in the water they found was Mother Base. But they checked the coordinates again and again, until reality finally settled in. You were supposed to die that day. That was XOF's primary objective. As far as most folks know, you did. The first doctor to see you wasn't even sure what he was looking at. Before they'd even finished operating, your men moved you to that hospital in Cyprus. It was a woman named Eva who arranged that. Rings a bell, huh? Most men in your condition would have been written off right from the start. But you survived. You went straight down to hell, and they pulled you out. Your eye wide open. Full of venom. The days of naked Snake are long gone. Welcome back, Venom Snake. This world still needs you. Here, Snake, try this on.
A prosthetic arm.
Yeah, Miller was calling it the arm that wasn't there. The physiotherapy's going well. Your arm's bulked up enough for it to fit. There. Perfect. A little time with it, and it'll work better than the real thing. What do you think?
Huh. I can still feel my real arm.
Well, you better get used to this one quick. You have any pain?
Every now and then.
Where?
My fingertips. My left fingertips.
Sounds like phantom pain. Your brain still remembers your old hand.
Yeah.
What about your vision? Can you see okay?
Yeah, at the moment.
Now, the shrapnel in your skull is pressing on your optic nerve. I'm told any hard impact could have an effect on your visual cortex.
Yeah, the doctor mentioned that.
Your brain might process visual information incorrectly. In other words, you could have hallucinations. You might see things that aren't there, or not see things as they really are. You experience any of that?
I think so.
When?
Right after I wake up. Colors look faded.
Colors, huh? Well, that's not a major concern in and of itself, but it could mean the difference between life and death in the field. You'll need to watch out for that.
I will.
All right. You should continue your physio. We'll be arriving soon. It's the last chance you'll get.
Bueno, eso fue un buen contexto. La verdad es que estuvo bastante interesante. Eva, está... Bueno, ¿será que va a aparecer en el juego? ¿O solo nos apoyó en esa manera? Cosa interesante que noté. Punished, Venom Snake. Ahora ya no somos Naked Snake, ahora somos Venom Snake. Envenenado por la venganza. Y Punished castigado, ¿no? Porque, pues, todo lo que pasó. Y qué curioso, otra cosa que estaba notando es que aunque estamos escuchando en el menú de pausa el cassette, el realismo es tan increíble que decía el sol se está ocultando, o sea que el tiempo no se pausa. Mira, ya es de noche, yo ni me había dado cuenta. Quiere decir que tengo que encontrar un lugar de base para poder escuchar las grabaciones, ¿no? Que de hecho... Si hay enemigos rondando o caminando por ahí o helicópteros, pues me van a ver escuchando el cassette, ¿no? Pero bueno, vamos a escuchar los cassettes de El Hombre de Fuego. Es la debilidad del Hombre de Fuego, pues el agua, ¿no?
Snake, I wanted to ask you about the man on fire. What do you remember from the hospital? Anything we can use?
Well, he took off the moment the sprinklers started up.
Sprinklers? The fire system?
And when he got sprayed with water from the burst pipe, it slowed him down.
When we escaped on horseback, he wouldn't cross the river either.
And then it started to rain. And he disappeared.
Water against fire. Is it that simple? I mean, it makes sense. It's just hard to believe it would work on a guy like that.
Es el único contexto que tenemos. Se me hace curioso que... A ver, vamos en... Orden registro... Se supondrá en breve. Kazuhira Miller. Registro. Guía. Que se mojó por un autorresorteo, bla bla. Paradero, tareas de misión, paradero Kazuhira, averiguarlo y rescatarlo. Bueno, es curioso entonces. Muchas de las cosas parecían surreales. Y creo que se acaba de explicar, ¿no? Son secuelas del coma, entonces puede que muchas cosas solo las haya alucinado. El Hombre de Fuego, pues ese sí lo vio Ocelot, así que puede que ese sí sea real, pero la forma o cómo ataca o no sé, el vestimento que se parecía un poquito al coronel Volgin, eso tal vez sea alucinación o no lo sé. El Pegaso, la ballena, eso también pudo ser alucinación, no lo sé. No hay tanto. Pero a ver. Ya estábamos tranquilos.
There's a Soviet guard post. They're bound to be guards. Take a look with your binoculars. Put the enemy in the center of your field of view. That's marking. Focus on the thread and it'll be marked automatically. You can mark enemies and vehicles by zooming in with your binoculars or camera. Once they're marked, you'll also see their positions on the map. Security at that guard post is relatively light. Looks like the perfect place for a warm-up. Try to remember the ways you used to deal with enemies. Anytime you need advice, just give me a call. It's up to you whether to slip by enemies or take them down. Just remember that any situation can change fast. Familiarize yourself with your weapons and items while you can. You need to be able to switch between them quickly to meet any threat.
¿Qué armas tenemos? La de dormir creo yo que le da un poquito más de sentido, ¿no? ¿Habrá alguna manera de poder llamar al caballo? Vamos a tratar de tomarlo aquí a este lado por sorpresa. Para calentar el...
Sight, sound, keep all your enemy senses in mind. When you're near an enemy, stay low and move slowly.
Uy. Ojo. No quisiera tener que... Pregunta. Espérate, ¿cómo era?
Where are your friends?
Я не говорю по-английски. Отпусти.
Boss, you don't understand what he said? I guess that makes sense. It looks like that horn stuck in your head has impacted the language center of your brain. If only we had a recruit with the Russian interpreter skill, we could get by with simultaneous interpretation.
Where are your friends?
Что? По-русски говори.
Pero él... Ocelot es ruso, ¿no?
Speak.
Understanding a language and being able to interpret from that language for somebody else are two different things. Juggling languages at a rapid-fire pace is more difficult than you might think. So, in other words, while I do speak Russian, don't expect me to do your interpreting.
Bueno, ahí me contestó. Silva... Llamar a D-Horse. Ajá. Ah, así se llama. Eso va a ser un poquito evidente, pero... Entonces, ¿qué? ¿Intimida al enemigo para que marque a otros enemigos?
Where are your friends?
Я не говорю по-английски. Отпусти.
Spit it out.
I'll let you know if we locate a soldier with the interpreter skill. Extracting him will enable you to understand what the Soviets are saying. Otherwise, your interrogations are going to be a waste of time.
Ok.
Don't leave bodies out in the open. Find some place to drop them out of sight.
Vamos a bajar la camarita un poco, ¿no? Uy, no, esa no. Esta. Ahí está. Me pregunto yo ¿qué tanto nos podemos desviar de la ruta, no? ¿Hasta dónde llega? Voy a ponerlo a prueba ahora, ¿no? Voy a seguir avanzando.
Caution, you are about to leave the mission area.
Ok.
Caution, you are about to leave the mission area.
acabo de ver que no podemos avanzar tanto. O sea, sí está grande el mapa. Pero tenemos nuestra misión principal. Y ahorita Ocelot nos dijo, no estarás abandonando el área, ¿no? Y creo que íbamos a perder la misión si nos seguíamos alejando un poquito más. Así que... tiene un mapa grande, eso sí. Pero no podemos explorarlo a libertad debido a la misión, ¿no? Porque tenemos una misión pendiente. Cosa que me hace pensar, solo tenemos 3 días para encontrar a Kazuhira Miller y... el tiempo sigue corriendo, digo, no es... realmente están pasando esos 3 días, así que tenemos que ponernos en onda para poder rescatarlo, ¿no? Ataque encubierto, ¿cómo es el ataque encubierto? Espérate. L2 más R2, ataque encubierto, prepara para atacar. Tal vez este habla inglés. Uy, uy, uy.
Where are your friends? Spit it out. Where are the others?
Не стреляй, пожалуйста, не стреляй!
Guard post captured.
No lo podemos ocultar en ese árbol. Las plantas están brillando. Vamos a tomar. Ya, opio dorado.
That's a type of medicinal plant. Bring it back to base. It's sure to be useful sometime.
Oye, qué cool. Ahora podemos agarrar plantitas y todo, ¿no? Ajenjo.
The wormwood, also known as absinthium. That's used to make your phantom cigars.
Ok.
Planning to walk the whole wilderness on foot? Use your horse.
Jijiji. Esto también, ahorita que estoy jugando Breath of the Wild, es casi lo mismo, ¿no? Aquí había alguien, había una luz. ¿Qué pasó? Habría jurado que vi una luz aquí en esta casa.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Ah, qué buena onda. Y sí, efectivamente había una luz. Alguien cerró la ventana. No, ¿cómo era? Aquí no se puede tocar la puerta. ¿Podemos tocarla? O no, si podíamos. Y al parecer no había nadie. Mira, está amaneciendo, joder. Yo creo que hay en todas las casas, ¿sabes? Oh. ¿Qué es ese ruido? Oh, oh. ¿Eso fue un lobo? No, aquí sí no puedo entrar. Algunos que no se les hace muy raro ver un caballo ahí moverse. Ay, no puede subir acá. Bueno, espérame aquí.
You're almost at the enemy outpost, Vialo Village. The village is crawling with enemy soldiers. Don't just go waltzing in. Start with some recon. Is there anywhere that overlooks the village?
Mira, 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 mira. Fotos. De personas que posiblemente estén buscando. Pensé que éramos nosotros, pero no. ¿Quién será esa gente? Mira. Recurso biológico.
Those materials are already processed. They should come in handy sooner or later. Why not start gathering them?
Diamante en bruto.
That's a rough diamond. Good find. It'll fetch a high price.
Pues ya ese sus frutos venir a explorar.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Qué buena onda. No podemos subir. Pero mira, desde un punto alto para empezar a hacer reconocimiento. Eso no estaría, no es mala idea, Tal vez desde acá. Un molino. No veo a nadie.
A parabolic antenna. There could be intel files of some kind in there.
Una bandera de la Unión Soviética. Venga, vamos, caballo. Se queda casita. Oh, mira. Norte de Kabul, Afganistán. Aldea de Wilao. Creo que no podemos entrar. Nada más, pero aquí me vendría bien hacer un reconocimiento.
How about it? Can you see the village from there? Use the binoculars to recon the place. Look at where the enemies are stationed. Look at their gear. Take it all in. There should be a command post somewhere. See any buildings with tighter security? If there are clues to Miller's whereabouts, I'll bet you can find them in there.
Uno. 2. En total ya van 3. Una metralleta, Creo que no podríamos entrar solo así. ¿O será que sí? Vamos ahí. Creo que ahora sí voy a dejar el caballo por acá.
A dumpster. Looks big enough to hide somebody. You could stash a downed enemy in there, or hide in it yourself. Just don't stand too close to me afterward.
Bueno, se movió el de la luz. Creo que comienza el show. ¿Qué? ¿Qué hay aquí? ¿Por qué tomamos una factura? ¿Un diamante de dónde? Lugar tan extraño. ¿Otro diamante? Sí. Eso está bien. Un poco de exploración. No viene mal, Metal menor. Ok. ¿Hay alguien durmiendo allá? Uno de los objetivos que marcamos está durmiendo. Ok, me conviene. Me sirve. ¿Qué es eso de ahí? Un generador. Estoy acercando, Creo que está aquí.
Where are the others?
Talk. Извини, я не знаю английского.
Nadie. Vamos a dejar aquí en la camilla para que crean que está durmiendo. No. Munición.
Кое-что интересное. Тот ученый сказал, что не боится заявления Рейка. И о той программе «Звездные войны»? Программа СОЙ. Она предполагает возможность взрывать ядерные ракеты. А почему он не боится? Он сказал, нельзя будет сбить ракету, которую не видно на радаре. Ракета, которую не видно на радаре. Это возможно? Смотри на меня. Он сказал, что на родине разрабатывают это уже больше 20 лет.
Uy.
Правительство хочет нанести удар? Конечно же нет.
No tienen ni madres que están hablando.
Всем боевым группам, это КП. Вышел из строя целый ряд ламп. Похоже на проблемы с электроэнергией. Ближайший патруль. Проверите их питание.
Diablos, ¿qué hice? Se puso en alerta.
Немедленно проверю. Конец связи.
Fue una mala idea, ¿eh? O ni tanto. Oh. Ese no lo había visto, ¿eh?
КП, понял. Смотрите в оба. Конец связи.
No esperaba eso, ¿eh? No esperaba.
КП, это Дмитрий Зелич. Сектор осмотрен. Никого. Прием. Это КП. Понял. Вернитесь на пост. Прием.
Bueno, ya pasó. Demonios, viejo. No. ¿Qué demonios pasó?
Your suppressor is no longer effective. Bear in mind your weapon will be loud from now on.
Outpost captured.
¿Qué se suponía que iba a hacer aquí? No era necesario matarlos. Ok, ¿qué tenemos acá? Esos combustibles.
Hey, that's...
¿Qué?
You have arrived at your destination.
¿Qué tenemos aquí?
So you picked up an intel file.
Extraction
Now we know where
arrived
Miller
at the
is.
mother base.
I'm marking it on your iDroid.
The map has been updated.
Ok. Tenemos tecnología. Continuamos pues. Quería cambiar de estas. Oh, obtuve silenciador. Qué buena onda. ¿Pero habrá que ponérselo? Ahí está. Sí, habría que ponérselo.
Sun will
It'll be
rise
dawn soon.
momentarily.
Your surroundings will be easier to see, but that goes for the enemy as well. The guard detail in Soviet outposts changes in the morning too. Watch yourself.
Ok, no. ¿Tenía puesto o no? Ahí está. Marcado en el mapa. Hay un soldado soviético. Entonces tenemos que ir para acá. Por Miller. ¿Ese soldado soviético? ¿Dónde es que está? Está detrás de nuestro perro. Ah, ya despertó, ya despertaron los que... Lo que vamos al inicio, ¿no? A ver cuánto se tarda en llegar. Ay, nomás estaba. Inconsciente. Bien, muchacho, aquí estoy. Gracias, gracias. Dame chance que voy a ir a explorar si encontramos algo más. Bueno, como dato curioso encontré este tanque aquí deshecho. Seguiré explorando antes de partir. Ojo. Escucho un camión mientras está explorando. Hacen sus rondas. ¿Por dónde? No lo veo. Joder. Va a ser sospechoso que va a buscar ahí y ver a todos muertos. Eso no pinta bien, Eso no pinta nada bien. Ah. Los que están lejos. Pero sospechoso sí es, Qué grande este lugar. Yo queriendo explorar todo. Pero no hay mucho más, solo cosillas así. La busca de diamantes que en algún momento sumo yo que nos van a servir. Mira. A eso me refería. Si nos podemos ir por acá. Creo que seguiré mi camino por acá. Si ellos buscan ahí, yo debo estar por acá, Lo más sabio sería irse por acá, Sí. Es por allá,
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
No vi que había gente ahí. Sé que estuvo mal, Uy, cuidado, cuidado ahí, cuidado ahí. Funcionó, Ahora ocultarlo en dónde. Bueno, por acá está bien. ¿No podemos subir por acá? Bueno.
It's an enemy guard post. Watch yourself.
¿Podría pasarlos e irme? Oh. Ya vale madres. Los tres están viendo para acá, joder. Las balas, la sangre no se quita, qué buena onda.
Что там?
Guard post captured.
Eso estuvo cerca, eh. Bueno, eso estuvo bien. Nos dejaré ahí. Ay, perdón. Todavía no me acostumbro a los botones.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Gracias. Así que estamos en Afganistán. ¿Qué? ¿Quién me está viendo? Oh, carajo. Pensé que no habían cerca. Sí, fue mi error. ¿Qué más tenemos aquí?
You've reached one day. They've got Miller locked up in that town. Check your iDroid for his location. I hope to hell he's all right. He's not your average client.
¿Cuántos más? ¿Cuántos más? Ok. Yo no veo mucho más, ¿eh? Más o menos tengo idea de con qué estoy lidiando. Creo que llegar con el caballo sería como muy evidente. Vamos, Cas. Ahorita te rescato. Que andan corriendo ahí, ¿por qué andan corriendo? Como que andan recorriendo, ¿no? El perímetro con la radio ahí. Sigan yendo para allá. Creo que estamos a salvo, ¿Para que creen que está dormido? Pero por si las dudas me lo llevo a otro lugarcito, ¿no? ¿Para que crean que se durmió ahí? El otro está aquí cerca. Cuidado arriba. Porque están corriendo todos locos. Ay. ¿Qué vamos a hacer? ¿Será aquí?
That's the building, boss. That's where they're holding Miller.
está. Dame chance que primero me cargo de este. Joder. Diablos. Bien. Bueno, sí, hombre, es que...
Hey, quit kidding around. Snake? Snake!
No, eso está muy bien, no, está interesante. Diablos, esta vez está más difícil, me ha costado llegar aquí. Ya me mataron una vez. Bueno, 2 veces. Y siento que cada vez más me está costando llegar más aquí. Acaban de despertar uno acá, acaba de dormir ahí. Por lo del tono que le regañó, no se sospechó nada. No sé.
That's the building, boss. That's where they're holding Miller. Inside, watch the enemy doesn't decide to use it. Same goes for hiding downed enemies in it.
Me voy a meter ahí en el baño portátil. Me pueden decir que se quedó dormido en el baño, ¿no? Estoy aquí casi. Joder. Me quitaron un brazo y una pierna. Wow.
God. No more use for me, huh? God, it's me. I'm here to get you out. Snake. They do something to your eyes? No, it's just bright as all. Took you so long. We'll talk, but not here.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
You've secured the target. I'll send the chopper to get you out. Make your way to the RV. You can check the location on your iDroid.
Mission info has been updated.
Ay, demonios. Quizás debí encargarme de todos ellos antes, ¿no?
You look well. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit. Not so heavy anymore, right?
ver la salida va a estar mucho más difícil, Dame chance, dame chance. Dame chance, Cass.
Support helicopter has arrived.
Save for all time's sake.
Di las palabras mágicas. Llevo 9 años esperando por eso, ¿no? Kept you waiting, huh? Se llama que por el sonido de la música y todo eso no se escuchó. El chistecito de Cass. ¡Vamos! ¡Sí! Ahab?
Cass.
¿Qué?
It's them. Boss, watch out. It's the skulls. Don't let them find us.
Extraction
Boss,
arrived at
whatever
the
that
base.
mist is, it's all around you. We can't see through it. I'm changing the RV so it's outside the mist. Get over there. The chopper will be waiting.
Whoa, whoa,
Caution. You
You're
are
leaving
about
the
to
mission
leave the
area.
mission
You're not giving up, are you?
Caution. You are about to leave the mission area. Caution. You are about to leave the mission area.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Diablos. ¿Qué clase de tecnología es esa? ¿Qué diablos está pasando? ¡De regreso! ¡Volteate, ese caballo! ¿Mataron al caballo? ¡Ah! ¿Qué diablos pasó ahí? ¿Qué demonios pasó ahí?
Boss, the target's dead. Mission failed.
¿Qué? Equipar el sombrero de pollo. Si usas un sombrero de pollo, los enemigos no te detectarán incluso si entras en su campo de visión hasta 3 veces. Pero limitará tu rango de cumplimiento. Nah, obvio no. ¿Estás burlando de mí? Sombrero de pollo. Que tengo curiosidad, ¿no? Pero bueno.
Boss, whatever that mist is, it's all around you. We can't see through it. I'm changing the RV so it's outside the mist. Get over there. The chopper will be waiting.
Ay, espérate. Que no me vean, pero... ¿Qué son esos? ¿Qué clase de tecnología es esa? Incluso más que más tecnología que en Metal Gear Solid 4, ¿no? O sea... Eso está loco, ¿eh? Está bastante loco. ¡No! ¿Qué? ¿Por qué te bajaste el caballo? ¿Y desaparecen? ¿Son jumpers? ¡Ojo! Ya casi. Joder. ¿Qué trajes son esos? ¿Qué demonios?
Support helicopter has arrived.
Wow.
The mist is cleared, and it looks like they're gone.
Solo pelean en niebla.
That's the unit that attacked us before. They came at us real fast in the same kind of mist. Our men, survivors from 9 years ago, were wiped out in minutes. I don't know what they want, but it's them. No mistake.
All right,
Mission
put Miller in.
has been updated.
This is B-Quad. There's an obstruction at the LZ preventing me from landing. Request immediate removal. This is B-Quad. There's an obstruction at the LZ preventing me from landing.
Ah, caballo
Request
era.
immediate removal.
¿Te vas? Hombre. Qué locura, ¿no? Ok.
Gaining altitude.
Oh, ahí va el caballo.
Buddy departing area operations.
Qué locura.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Bueno, yo creo que lo vamos dejando por ahí. Ha sido un capítulo bastante interesante, la verdad. Y wow, se ha quedado demasiado cool, la verdad. Nombre código chic. A ver, nos faltaron precisión, coleccionables, algo por el estilo. Pues bueno, ya está, ¿no? Eso ha sido todo por ahora. Muchísimas gracias por acompañarme y a ver qué nos toca el día de mañana. Hasta la próxima.